What's up, folks? Today is July 23rd, 2025. This is live. All I'm going to be doing today is doing an update on the volume profile that we started the other day on the live. So, let me see. Let us see here. Let's go to the main display. All right, so a couple things. So, I'll just show you really briefly. This is... Again, these are kind of some of the things that I track. I didn't have, for my stream writer and stream reader, I didn't have my file kind of trimmed down. And so there were too many lines on the file. And so this small orders wasn't able to get started until I noticed it midway of the day. And so I started it here. But otherwise, I'm looking at the small orders, the large orders. This is the spread here. And then when we go to, and also on this one, we should have on the 1 minute chart. On the 1 minute chart, we have the bar painters that shows when there are large orders. So you see my normal colors for bars are red and blue. This bar here is pink or magenta and green. So anytime we have a magenta or green, then there are large orders within these bars. That coupled with, you can see here whether or not we have order blocks within these bars. So let's see. The trade that I took earlier today was when price came. No, did I take that one? I took it down here. Actually, I took both of them. So I took this one here when price came down. So I was looking at it on the 5 minute time frame and then saw that on the 5 minute time frame we had a break here. Before that break, we had this high volume here from news, which was the catalyst for the reversal. So we came down here. We tapped into this range from this low to this high. We tapped into that range, and it was pretty much like I showed you yesterday or the other day when I worked on that one script where we just looked at how when you find that low and you find that high, then you can pretty much take, I don't want to say as many entries, but you can take those entries, the break of the high, you can take those entries, you can take this entry. When it comes back down into it, you can take this entry. Or I guess, yeah, this one wouldn't have been as good, but this one obviously better. This one here as well. And then on this one, same thing. Price moved up aggressively, and then, like I say, looking at it on the higher time frame, all these candles make 5 minute bars, break, high volume, right? High volume here. So then here, the protection was this little candle here. This candle here was the protection. So from there to there, or from there to here, but either way, you take those entries, one there and one there. I was fairly aggressive. I think I took the entry. Yeah, I know. Well, I hopped onto the platform late, and so I was definitely chasing, but I knew that this and this was my low, was my failsafe. So because it pushed up so fast, I didn't want to get away from me too quick. So I got in as soon as I turned the platform on, which I tried to get in here, but by the time I got the platform on, it was up here. And anyway, my stop was down here, but I ended up taking profit right on this impulse candle right here. So I was able to take profit on both those trades today. All right, so volume profile. Let's move over to the volume profile. We are looking at this. Okay. All right, so when we're looking at this is what I've been working on, and you guys forgive me that all the hard work that I put into this very long volume profile. I'm not sure if I will disseminate that volume profile that I've been working on, but certainly this volume profile that we're working on together you guys will have access to it in Discord. All right, so the volume profile that I've been working on, I've made it so that it has an input, so that I can switch sides if I want to be on the left-hand side of the screen or the right-hand side of the screen. If it's on the left-hand side of the screen, then it will only show you the volume that's from the left-hand date time continuing on to eternity, right? If it's on the right-hand side of the screen, then it will show you all the volume on the entire chart, right? So the one that's on the right-hand side of the screen will show you all the volume that's on the entire chart. The one that's on the left-hand side of the screen will show you only the volume when I open the script, right? So when I opened the script that last time, this was the left side of the window, and so it's only showing the volume from here forward, okay? So if I show this much of the chart, I'll turn that off, then I'll turn it back on, and now it'll be over here. So it will show you the volume from here forward, okay? So it's kind of a way to have a little bit of flexibility with the volume profile. And I'm thinking about making that as I think maybe Markplex had a flexible volume profile. I'm sure it's on his YouTube channel, but now I don't know if it's free or not, but the idea was when you draw a box, that box, whatever time start you have at the beginning, and then whatever time end you have at the end, it will show you the volume profile in just that range, which I think is really cool. So, and I don't remember if he was the one who did it or if I saw it somewhere else, but I'm going to be working on making that here before long. But for right now, what I've got worked out works great. So I'm not going to broke something if it ain't broke. All right. And again, on my volume profile, and like I said, I can't necessarily add this to the Discord one because I'm using a global dictionary to pull daily lows, to pull daily highs in the red. The magentas are the daily volume weighted average profile at the end of the day. So I believe this must be the volume weighted profile for today. It must have ended around 63.75. Let's see. Yep, 63.75. That's where the volume weighted average profile, the volume weighted average price ended on today. And so with that, it's already updated into my volume profile, this line here. So, and one of the things I can tell you is for sure that I've been seeing recently is that price often reacts around those prior day VWAPs. So, okay. All right. So what we're going to do today, 7 minutes in, let's see. I need to pull up the version that we worked on together. And you can see I made another few modifications, which it's not perfect. And I've got to come up with some ideas to make it better. But if you see here, the volume, the profile, you see these arrows? I tried to get them so that they all start at the same level, right? And when you have a different number of digits, I had to do some calculations to add a space or two in there so that this extra digit wouldn't push these arrows out further. And so, like I said, I didn't make that adjustment for the other one that you guys will have. Let's see, like this one is only 3 digits, and the adjustment that I have there didn't appear to be enough. So I have to look at that because that should have been an extra an extra space in there. Okay. All right, let's get mine off here. Add it back one more time. And then we will pull up the programming environment. Now, I thought I saw a prior day VWAP down here, and that concerns me only because now I don't see a magenta one over here. So real quick, let me just pull over that other monitor. Yeah, see, there's a prior day's VWAP right here, and this cut right through it. So I did see that on the volume profile earlier today, but it's not showing up right now. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of scrubbing to see if I can get to the bottom of why that's not lighting up. Now, one of the things I did have to do, and I learned, is that you can, with like some of the calculations that you can do, you can use a something fraction that will let's see, that will automatically adjust the values to the closest min move, right? So the min move for ES is 25 points out of a price scale of 100. So that's why you have your point values. It moves from 0.25 to 0.50 to 0.75. So it's 25 min move points of the price scale. So that being said, if you're trying to do a calculation like a VWAP, which will have multiple decimal places, you can use that function to get you the nearest min move. So that's pretty cool. Let me see if I can find that. All right, the one that we were probably working on was probably this one. Volume profile. Let me pull that one up on a, and we're just going to make a couple of changes to it. Enough to say that we showed up. I think it's this one and that and that. All right. Nothing showing up. Let me check the Discord. Let me make sure that's the right one. It might have been the number 2 one. Because again, this indicator is in the Discord, in the library, and it is SOS volume profile. Hang on, let me find it. Who would have thought? The highs, man, the high. Are we still just pushing into new highs? Good gracious. Something about the tariffs. Working on the tariffs here recently. All right. Yeah. Wow. Push on, baby. Push. Wow. All right. Well, got a long ways to fall, though. I mean, got the long ways to fall. We're going to say it's not going to happen. We're going to say it's not going to happen. we're going to say it's not going to happen. Got several different levels there. Well, but of course, it could hang out here. Keep pushing up higher and then come back and hang out right there. So, and then keep scooting. All right. Focus. Where is the daggone volume profile that, let me see here. We're going to try this. We're going to try open. And then we'll sort by the most recent. Maybe it's profile 2. SOS profile 2. Let's try that. This one. And that. And that. And come back to the 1 minute time frame. Double to text label. All right, come on. Come on. Volume profile 2 is not one to cooperate. Let's see what it says. Because that would be terrible if it just needs a bunch more work. All right, so we're using the price series provider, going over to properties, and let's load it, PSP with the symbol. The interval will be, we need to do the interval range of more like 10 using ticks. Range will be 5 days. That's fine. Days, yes. Verify that. Come back over here, turn it on. Okay, and I found that using 1 for the tick interval, it just sends your program into an infinite loop. It just sends it into an infinite loop. Particularly if there's more than a million. I think there's more than a million elements to loop through, it will send it into an infinite loop. You'll never get it back. All right, this is not doing so well either. So, yep, nope. Oh, Lord. Let's see. I'm afraid that the one that this is really going to destroy me if I download this thing from the if I download this from Discord and I completely lose everything that I did, I'm going to be highly upset. So we're going to save it as something else. Archive, just in case. Some of the times when you upload these ELDs, if the ELD has the same name as another function or script that you already have, then it'll just overwrite it. See, it does. That's what happened. Is I just kept working on this same script instead of a new name. I kept working on the same script. So at least I saved it as archive so I can come back and redo it. Unfortunately, I don't know that you can change the name of this. See? Last X is fine. Okay. This one here is the crazy one though. Well, like I said, I saved it. I saved it already. So I'm going to save it one more time. So I'm going to save it in like 3 places because this volume profile, it took me some work. Save as. Archive to 07 23 20 25. There's no way that I can not have a copy of this now. You know what I'll do? I'm going to export it. I'm just being extra cautious. I'm going to export it. And that way I know I have a copy of it. Ah, what's going on here? All right, well, everything is being extra slow right now. So again, I can't belabor to you. I can't tell you how important it is to make sure that you save your work, save your work, save your work. And if you get to the point to where you've got as many things going on, and you really put your sweat and tears into it, then you definitely don't want it to just disappear on you. All right. I don't think I'm going to get anything accomplished today. Because I've got like 10 minutes. Everything is just going so slow. I don't know what's going on, man. We might have to reschedule this for another time, folks. Okay. So this guy here. Oh, I see why. Something is trying to run. Oh, it's one of my problem children. That profile 2, apparently it's been trying to run in the background and it's causing infinite loops. And because it's causing infinite loops, it's just bogging the system down. All right, but we're going to say this multiple times. SOS volume profile 4. All right. Export. Show me. Modified. I'm going to click that one, and that one. Going to export them all. at least I will have plenty copies of it. There's no way I cannot have a working copy of it. Okay, so now we're going to go back to downloads. I'm going to open up the volume profile. I'm going to hit OK. That. We'll say yes to all. So now our newest copy of the I don't know why it's verifying everything, but okay. Oh, because we used last X. Okay. We imported last X, which is a function that I already use. But so I guess all those other programs are programs that use last function or last X. And so it was just checking over them just to say, hey, we may have changed this function. So check it out. All right, so now we have the right volume profile that belongs to the community. And I'm going to add it, apply it to the chart once it gets ready. Tell you what, I'm going to close out some of my other desktops. Okay, come on here. Come on. There we go. All right, so we got something. All right. All right, let me close this one. All right, so this is the volume profile that I put together on the live the other day. And so this is one that we're going to make a couple of changes to. Unfortunately, like I said, I only have about 5-10 minutes tops. All right, but this is the volume profile. We're using the arrows. So the only thing that I told you last time when we put it together was, yes, we have a volume profile. It works and is working for the last 5 days or so that we have on the price series provider range, 5 days. But it doesn't update along with the chart. So in order for it to update along with the chart, we need to make a couple of changes. We need to say that if it's the last bar on the chart and data state loaded, PSP.count is greater than 0, then load prices. So now once we loaded prices, we have volume. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a new vector. The vector is gonna store all the text labels. And so when it stores the text labels, it will hold on to the text labels, and then we can reference those on the new bars, and then we can change the location. So all we're going to do today is we're just going to change the location, and then when we get together on another live, I will update new price series provider volume and prices. All right. So in order to store the vector, the trend lines, we're going to have vector v lines or v labels null. We're going to come down here to our once block. And just along with that vector, v labels equals new vector. And then so if it's the last bar on chart and data state loaded, I'm going to do that. So we're going to say and PSP.count greater than 0. Then begin. We want to once load the prices, and then also if v labels.count is greater than 0. Then X update location. X update location is going to be a method. I'm going to put it here. Method void X update location. Begin. And we do need an integer because we're going to loop through. So integer IDX of A. All right. And then so again, every time that we get a new label, we want to extract labels. Every time we get a new label, we also want to add that to the vector. So we're going to say v labels dot pushback. and that's going to be T label. So we're adding the text label to our V labels collection. All right, so now we should have stuff in the V labels. So once we have stuff in the V labels, let's have a temporary label. So it'll be text label, and it'll be Z label. That's what I use for my local methods. I just put the Z in front of it. And then so I'll say Z label. All right, so got to loop through the collection. For IDX of A is equal to 0 to V labels dot count -1 begin. All right, what are we going to do? We're going to say Z label is going to be equal to the V labels, whatever's in that vector at that location of IDX of A, as type a text label. Cool, cool. Okay, so what do we want to do with this Z label? We just want to update the location. Set point value of set point value, and then we want to do a date time object, a DO point value, a date time point object. So we can just from here do a DTP.DT point dot create, and then we need the bar date time and the price. So the bar date time, let's see, we need one, and then we need the other one. Close that, and then close that. Okay, so the bar date time is going to be the current bar date time because we're just updating it to the current bar. You see, and this is what I'm saying. You know, once we get the first labels, nothing updates. It just stays frozen in time, which could be fine, but that's not what we want to do. So now we also need the price. So now to get the price of this Z label, all we have to do is call on the Z label. We say, hey, Z label dot point. What is your points of 0? Because it only has one date time point, one DO point. Because it's a text label, dot.price. So we're just going to put so to create our date time point, we're going to have a bar date time, and then we're going to use the price that was already there. Okay, verify that, see what kind of errors we get. No errors? Well, that must mean I'm getting to be pretty good. That's wild. All right, so when we run it, it should give us our values here. Now, when we get a new bar on the chart, you should see this jump over to the new bar. Oh, no, it won't do it now, though. It won't do it. It's 5:02. I finished a minute too late. A minute too late. So what happens now is that there are no active bars on the chart. Let's see. Let's move over to something like Tesla, because after hours for the stock market is still going. So let's move over to Tesla. Man, I have not looked at an equities chart in so long. I feel almost sad. I haven't done it. It's crazy. All right, where's our volume profile at? Down. Again, I haven't been on equities in some time, but it should still give us a volume profile now. I mean, there shouldn't be any reason why the volume profile isn't coming up. Why the price series provider doesn't have information. Let's see, true, local, true, PSP, symbol, interval. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think it's just more information than we get with futures, and so it just has a lot more work to do. Wow. Goodness. And again, when we look at futures, I'm doing a divisor of 1,000, right? So the divisor here is 1,000. So you see how much volume actually happens for something like Microsoft. You would clearly need to make it something else. So every character would need to be represented by, I don't know, we'll call it, divide that by 10. Let's make it 100,000. Okay, redo it. and scroll over. Okay, there we go. Now let's go back to Tesla. Now you see now there's hardly any characters, right? So 100,000 is probably too much because now every line practically is less than, every price is practically less than 100,000. So now you're not really seeing anything. All right, let's see here. All right, so when this bar gets done, this should move over. Because remember, EasyLanguage works on the, calculates at the end of the bar. So once this bar completes, this should jump over. Yep. See, it jumped over to this bar, and now this bar started. And so when this one completes, then it'll jump over this bar. So we can make it more easily seen by going to the 15-second time frame. And let me see if I can do something here. Okay, so once this bar completes, this whole thing should jump over to this bar. Right. See? See how that works? And once this one completes, it should jump over to this bar. There you go. Okay, so it works just fine. All right, so now the only other thing that we're going to do is on another day, we're going to come back and we're going to use the price series provider to update these values. So these values should update every time we get a new bit of information. And if it doesn't update, then, you know, what good is it? Okay. All right. So that's all I got for you today. I got to get out of here. Go get the fam. Hope you guys enjoyed your day. Loved watching the market just smash through the ceiling. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.